Flying into Dubai, it was time to put our bikes together and get out of the airport. How do you get a flat before even riding out of the airport? After some morning traffic and highways, we're finally on the outskirts of the city. We're now on the Dubai cycling track, and now we've got about 70 k's of absolute cycle track bliss after some pretty hectic main roads getting out of the city. Hiding in a bush because it's hot. And at the end of our first day's riding, we found the perfect place to camp at the beautiful Al Mamoon Oasis. Just out here at this little shade spot, more cyclists keep rocking up, giving us water and food. It's bloody lovely. Once off the cycle track, it was into the desert. Desert filling station. Ice cold water in the desert. What more could you want? The end of another day and another beautiful place to set up camp. Woke up this morning at our little desert camp spot and really surprised to find everything completely soaked. The tent and the bikes and everything covered in dew from the night before, and yeah, really weren't expecting that in the desert. Anyway, back on the road. As usual in the UAE, we're back on a highway, but they've been really quiet, almost no cars around, and all in all, it's pretty nice. Pretty hot now and pushing a bit closer to midday than we would be usually hoping to in this heat. been no shade for about 20k, so we're hoping to come across some pretty soon. We reached the Oman border at Al Ain and decided we'd push on riding into the night. We are in Oman now. We crossed the border last night from the UAE. At the border guards from the UAE were absolute legends, and they gave us water and apples and made us coffee, and it's just a really nice little final reminder of how nice and generous everyone is in that country. So yeah, it was a really nice way to leave, and found a nice little desert camp just in some dunes just behind the road. Nothing special, but got a good night's sleep. Up this morning, continuing just along the highway. The scenery is getting a little bit different. A few more trees, still the desert. Just trying to get in a few k's before it gets too hot around midday. We'd heard a lot of good things about the camping in Oman, and it was living up to expectations. We visited the historic Bala Fort and were impressed with its mud brick architecture dating back to the 12th century. A short gravel ride led us to our first wadi of the trip, perfect for a midday swim. We reached the ancient capital of Nizwa, a beautiful city in the middle of the Hadjar Mountains. The people of Oman showed us constant kindness, often inviting us in for coffee and fruit, or just checking to see if there was anything we needed.
Thank you so much.
One guy even pulled over in his Jeep and gave us a couple of ice cold German beers. Cheers. Some advice from a local cyclist got us off the highways and onto some great gravel tracks leading into Muscat. Once south of Muscat, there was some more great riding among some unbelievable landscapes. Then a spur of the moment route change found us probably the best gravel riding of our lives. And as we hit the coast, it was more spectacular camp spots. As we continued south, we decided we'd slow down and try spend a bit less time riding and more time enjoying this beautiful coastline. It's too hot today. Too hot. Feels like it's about 50 degrees today.
Just cold. Very cold.
Built on headlands and beachfronts, these concrete shelters provided us more perfect places to set up camp. Our final days were spent just relaxing by the beach, reflecting back on how beautiful the last month had been. All that was left to do was hitchhike back to Muscat to catch our flight to India.